How many people would agree that hitting a golf ball in front of someone is one of the most nerve-wracking things you ever had to do? I know Cindy doesn't nervous about anything. It may not affect her.
I used to get over things. That always makes me.
But, you know, a 3-foot putt can be pretty tough. Think about the tension that can happen in that.
You watch all the tournaments, you wonder how they can hit a ball with so many people watching.
Exactly. Yeah, it's amazing. Tour players are amazing, the way that they can hit shots. Is there anything specific that you guys on the putting or anybody have specific issues that they feel like they struggle with?
I don't think I can read greens at all. I think I have a feel. I really don't think, I mean, somebody tell me what's that, I don't know.
So that's what your brother
said yesterday. But I get up over it.
Your brother said yesterday.
Like,
so reading greens is the start of it, right?
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I would think, but I mean, if somebody asked me, unless it's very obvious.
So it's hard to make a confident putt if you can't, if you don't know what's going on. And one of the things that you can do, I mean, you know, it's kind of an art for some people. Some people it's easy, some people it's not. But you can use everything around you to try and help read that green. You don't have to wait till you get over your ball to see which way you think it's going to break. From the tee box and from especially from most cart paths, you're walking up to that green. As you walk up to that green, you can look at the contours of that green and at least get a feel. The first thing I always try to do is either find the highest spot or that lowest spot. Sometimes it's harder to find the highest spot, but you can at least find a low spot. And you can work from there to say, okay, obviously the ball's going to go to that low spot. So depending on where that hole's at, you can at least get a feel for, okay, if it's an uphill putt, a downhill putt, and which way that ball's going to try and go down that hill.
Well, sometimes I can read it, but I can't hit my ball where I want it to.
Where you want it to go?
Yeah.
So you don't play enough break, or you play too much break?
I just don't. Sometimes I do that, but other times I just don't hit the ball hard enough to get it to the point where I want it.
Hit enough, but hit it hard enough to get
to it. A lady tell me, well, we used to play with an old lady, and she said, well, if it's an obvious green to read, then she'll read it. But if if I don't see anything or I couldn't feel like I said, just hit it to the hole.
Yeah, a lot of times that's the best thing to do. A lot of times that's the best thing to do. You can also walk to other sides of the hole. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't always help for me. But you just use all the factors. Other people chipping, other people putting, your chip.
But if you make a putt and you say, man, that took off over there, and then after the putt you walk around and say, well, yeah.
Exactly. So think about that. That's I mean, that's a mental thing. You know, tour players sometimes looks like it takes them forever to hit putts or to hit shots, but they don't want to have that feeling afterwards. Look at that spot.
There and it'd be obvious. Well, yeah.
So if it's a tough, you know, if it is a tough read, then why not walk to the other side? You might see something that you didn't know about.
I hardly ever hit those over. I couldn't, you know, I just don't know why I don't think about that.
Moving ball for?
Yeah. On my chips, I always.
Well, I mean, you want it to be back, but if you're trying to, you know, if let's say you were down here, so let's move down to here. So that little low shot from right here, right, is going to hit on a pretty bad spot on that green.
Yeah.
So if you just move it without really changing much, if you use that same club and you move the ball a little far forward, you can hit it a little further onto that. See, that's what I was talking about right there. Now that ended up okay, but because it was a little lower, it hit on that slope. It hit on that slope. Yep. Well, you could. Well, that's what I'm saying. You could try the same club, but try to move the ball forward. There we go.
Yeah.
You see, that worked out. That worked out great.
I don't know why I don't
back and forward.
Yeah. But if you don't, I mean, you know, there might be sometimes if you're not lined up properly, even with the full shot, where you hit a good shot, but it went in a bad place, and you might be upset, feeling like you hit a bad shot, when in all reality, you just might not have been set up right. I mean, the way you were aimed beforehand, you didn't have a chance of hitting it at the hole or on the target you wanted to. But the main part is just relief, just get rid of tension. Everything you can, a pre-shot routine, whether it's, you know, just turning your shoulders back with the putt, make sure you're practicing the putt and the chip. If you have to with the chip, act like you're tossing the ball to the hole. But just try to relax over shots. I know they're hard, but also if you practice them, it's going to make it a lot easier. And hopefully lower. I mean, 3 or 4 strokes around is great, right?
Yeah.
Because not only that may only be for 10 rounds, and then because of the confidence after 3 or 4 strokes over that time, now you've got a ton of confidence, and you may be starting to get up and down more, and it may be tension. guys probably are at right now.